Winter. Yesterday, the 21st of June, not only was it the shortest day of the year, but it also marked the beginning of winter. This is a particular season of the year that poses a unique challenge for some. Staying fit in winter can be a problem, but it can also be a lot of fun. One thing to remember is that our bodies have to work harder in very cold weather. So then how does one manage to stay fit and healthy during winter? To find out, we're joined in studio by Gareth Powell, National Training Manager at USN. Good morning and thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Gareth, how do we stay fit and healthy in winter?
I think it's a big challenge for everybody. I think the primary challenge is actually to stay healthy, because if you're unhealthy, if you've constantly got colds and flu, then you're not going to really be inclined to want to go and hit the gym or get out and do some physical activity. So first off, making sure that you are taking a high-strength multivitamin, something with perhaps vitamin C extra and omega-3. It's going to make sure you look after your immunity, your immune system function, and that alone will be the stepping stone to get you into the gym. So doing gym work doesn't really change too much from the winter months, or rather from the summer months.
Yes.
It's going to be making sure that you are progressing all of the time and not going backwards.
All right, now like, talking about going to the gym and so on and so forth, I mean in summer we get told to hydrate and rehydrate and so on and so forth. Is it the same in winter? Absolutely,
nothing changes. If you're going to be wearing multiple layers of clothing, the chances of you sweating is still quite high. You may not feel it, or let's say you're wearing just a thermal and you're out running. Any sweat that you do produce is probably just going to evaporate really quickly. But you are losing water, you are losing electrolytes, so you are going to have to put those back into your system throughout and after activity.
All right, and for those of us who are wanting to start exercising in winter, where is it best to start? Indoors, outdoors? If I'm going to do it at home and not go to gym, where's it best to start?
I would start indoors, definitely. You're going to minimize your risk there of injury. If you're going to warm yourself up pretty quickly, if you're going to hit straight outdoors, your risk of injury is greater. It's dark in the mornings, it's dark in the late evenings. So you're going to be probably putting yourself at a safety risk as well. There will be issues around that. So first start off indoors, start off with some light activity, some own body weight training. You can add in some cardio as you progress, or if you adapt pretty well to the winter season, to the decline in temperature, then you can soon get outdoors.
All right, I mean talking about the safety aspect, let's quickly jump to that. I know quite a few people that I work with as well as from home are looking at jogging and cycling in winter. What are the kind of safety tips that you could give us for that?
First off for yourself is to warm up indoors. You don't want to get some muscle injury, tendon injury, ligament injury that's going to keep you out of activity for quite a long period of time. Wear multiple layers of clothing that you can strip off as you heat up, because you don't want to go out with one thick layer that's going to retain too much moisture or sweat. On top of that, get some reflective clothing on. If you're going to go out early in the mornings or later on in the afternoons, let people see you. Motorists out there must see that you are active, you are running. Maybe get some of those LED blinkers, wear some headgear. You're going to lose a lot of heat out of your head, and maybe put some gloves on extra, and make sure that you are wearing the right type of clothing. Keep your feet warm, make sure you're wearing the right types of training apparel, and then just keep yourself safe. Stick to regular training routes that you do see other people running on, instead of trying to find your own route around.
All right, no, that's a good one. So when one comes in from having done this outside exercise, firstly having warmed up indoors,
yes.
You go outside, you got reflective clothing, all the safety gear. Why do you need to take off your sweaty clothes immediately? Because that's what some of us have been told.
Yeah, I mean that base layer that you probably got underneath, or was your first layer of protection, generally does hold some moisture into it. The problem with your sweat is that it really doesn't heat up, so it's going to make sure that your core temperature actually drops, and then you're forcing blood flow away from the extremities and back into your core. You really want to get your body temperature stabilized as quick as possible. That's going to help you with recovery.
Okay, cool. And how cold is too cold? I mean, those that are out jogging, especially now that we've just hit our winter solstice, how cold is too cold?
Yeah, I suppose this time of the year is perhaps the coldest, leading into early July. In terms of too cold, I would say as soon as the temperatures get down to zero, you've got to start watching the way you're doing things, the way you are training. Okay. So, intelligence is probably the most important thing. If it really is too cold, it's not time to get out there. So I'd say as soon as it gets to freezing temperatures, there's ice on the roads, then cyclists must maybe go move indoors on the spinning bikes or on the watt bikes. Mm-hmm. For runners, you just maybe move off the road and onto some gravel pathways and you'll be fine.
Just like avoid that slickness in the road, on the tar and so on and so forth. And then other than gym, what other fun activities can one engage in winter to keep fit, to keep healthy?
Well, it's all about burning calories. It's all about processing energy. So walk as much as you can. Get outdoors as often as possible. Try and get some sunlight. The problem with winter with most people and leading into depression and those types of things is that we just don't get enough sunlight. So vitamin D conversion, all the happy hormones don't really work. So doing extra activity does release those endorphins and you feel a lot better about yourself. Use the stairs instead of the lift. Or do some home-based training, just some basic stuff, just some basic own body weight training, push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups if you've got the equipment, and you can move over to some cross-type training if you've got some free weights. But just remain active and continue that, because it does support your immunity, and you will feel a lot better for it leading into the summer season.
Some people have mentioned things like doing garden, potting around in the garden, you know, that kind of thing. Does that work?
That's just burning calories. That's great. You know, if you're going to do some gardening on the weekends, you're going to walk the dog in the week, that's activity. You are processing energy, and it's a good way just to keep your base level fitness up.
Oh, nice one. And then people tend to think of joining gym as some kind of a luxury. What do you make of that?
It can be a luxury in some cases. It depends on your economic stability and where you are, but it's not a necessity. You don't have to be a member of a gym to be able to get fit and healthy. There's many cases that I can show you of people that have done some home-based training, some home-based activity, but that comes with its own challenges. You do need to be motivated. You do need to be disciplined and relatively strict about it, because it's very easy to say, oh, you know what, I've got to do this rather than exercising, so I'll give it a skip today. Allocate your time, your 45 minutes a day. That's really all that you need, and get the workout done. But you don't need a lot of equipment. You just really need your own body weight. And if you want to do some cardio, you can get out on the road and just, you know, hit the trails. You've
mentioned that quite a bit, Gareth, the own body weight training that one can do indoors at home without having to go to gym. Do you at USN have some kind of programs that one could tap into?
Yeah, we do. You can log onto our website, www.usn.co.za. We've got multiple training programs there based on home-based training, male, female-specific training. There's a wealth of information and resources on that website, so any of the listeners or viewers can pick up on it and they can find the information they're looking for.
Yeah, no, I think I'm going to be logging onto that. I need to build up my shoulders a little bit.
No, for sure, you need to add some more muscle.
Gareth, thank you very much. So just so you have that address again for the USN training programs that you can do at home, www.usn.co.za, and that was Gareth Powell, National Training Manager at USN, giving us a lowdown on how to stay fit and healthy in winter.